300 plus million singles in China, the alarming rise of the loneliest generation. In a city with millions of people, it's never been harder to feel alone. Behind the glass towers and crowded subways, a silent crisis is deepening. Countless individuals choosing solitude, or having it chosen for them. This growing solitude amid urban density reflects shifting social dynamics and rising personal pressures. I am not planning to get married anymore. You can't blame me for not getting married, blame this era. I am quite desperate. To be honest, I feel sad. There are so many older single women in Beijing. The number has exceeded 2.23 million. Many people would say that it should be easy for you to find a partner. In fact, it is just the opposite. I don't have a house near the center. I don't own a Beijing household book. I don't have a stable job, and I'm 1.58 meters tall. I am just a slave in Beijing, 37 years old, and have been working in Beijing for 10 years. Marriage prospects here are shaped by economic and social barriers, not just personal choices. Due to factors such as China's economic downturn and social injustice, more and more young people do not want to get married. China's marriage rate has been declining almost continuously over the past decade and plummeted by nearly 21% last year. An older woman has never married because she feels that getting married will lower her living standard. I will never get married. The biggest reason why I don't want to get married is that marriage doesn't have what I need. I have my own house, I can drive my own car, and I can earn money, but I can't find any reason to get married. On the contrary, getting married will lower my living standard. The money I earn will become the common property of the two of us. I have to balance family and work at the same time, and even have to prevent the man from cheating and catching the mistress. The thought of this makes me feel overwhelmed. For many women, economic independence shifts the cost-benefit of marriage, and often the costs seem too high. I don't want to be bothered by the trivialities of life, nor do I want my emotions to be influenced by others. I just want to leave time for myself and do what I like. Some people may feel lonely when they are alone, but nowadays, don't many couples at home just play with their phones and not talk to each other? I suddenly don't want to get married and have children at all. I started dating a boyfriend a few months ago, and he is probably the one I most want to marry. Our next-door neighbors are a young couple with a child who is about 2 or 3 years old. I saw that girl's life. She cleaned, cooked, and took care of the children every day. She looked unhappy most of the time. Her hair and clothes were also very casual, probably because she hadn't spent any time or money on herself for a long time. There are 2 kindergartens downstairs where I live, and every day at 4 p.m., you can see a long queue of people waiting to pick up their children. This scene reminds me that if I get married and have children in the future, I will have to spend more than 3 hours every day cooking, eating, and cleaning up the dishes. Then I will have to pick up the children at 4 p.m. every day and stay with them after taking them home until they fall asleep at 9:30. In this situation, if I want to take time to do my own things, it would be too tiring. I suddenly realized that marriage is not as wonderful as I imagined. I imagined a marriage where 2 people can be happy and harmonious every day. But the reality is that there are suddenly a lot more interpersonal relationships and conflicts to deal with. This stark contrast between idealized marriage and lived reality fuels many young people's doubts about the institution. China is rapidly entering the super single era, and this trend has attracted widespread attention. According to the China Population and Employment Statistical Yearbook 2023, as of 2022, the number of single people in China has exceeded 240 million, and by the end of 2024, this number may reach 300 million. The unmarried rate of the population over 25 years old has reached 70.8%, or more than 70%. Among young people of marriageable age, between 25 and 29, the unmarried rate is 51.3%, which means that more than half are unmarried. The proportion of unmarried people around 30 years old in cities reached 30.7%, which means that about 1/3 of the people are unmarried. Why do many young people nowadays less and less want to get married? To be honest, I don't want to get married either. What is the reason? Because I feel that there is so much pressure in society nowadays, and I don't make much money. It's already difficult enough to support myself, so how can I get married? Although I am a girl, I like to think from other people's perspectives. If I were to look at it from a male perspective, I would feel that the social pressure is so great nowadays, as you have to take care of your parents. And then if you get married, you will have to take care of your children. I can't support myself. I can't support the elderly, let alone my children. The pressure is so great. You see, nowadays when it comes to getting married, people want a car, a house, and a dowry. I talked about this with my mom last time, and she said that without 1 million, you can't accomplish these things. Oh my God, we are from an ordinary family, and we don't have that much financial strength. Financial pressure and societal expectations have made marriage a daunting, sometimes unreachable milestone. I am 36 years old and have entered the middle-aged stage of my life, but I still don't want to get married. Although many people don't understand, this is a choice I made after careful consideration, not on impulse, and I won't regret it in the future. As a single person living alone, I live a very free life. Today on the weekend, I slept until I woke up naturally and got up at 10 o'clock. After making the bed, I will go and clean the room. A room for one person won't be too dirty or messy. If you are lazy, you can do a thorough cleaning once a week. In a world more connected than ever, the rise of singlehood reveals deep economic and social challenges. This super single era forces us to rethink what fulfillment and belonging truly mean. The question isn't just why so many stay single, but how we build a society where everyone can find purpose and peace, no matter their relationship status. Chinese marriages now come with price tags, dowries up, divorces rising. In China, divorce rates among women are on the rise, and fast. Many women believed they could leave their marriages and easily find richer, more attractive partners. But after making the leap, reality hit hard. Their expectations didn't match the market, and they're now facing the consequences. The first conversation highlights a clash between a woman and a man over whether it's reasonable for women to set high financial expectations. You should only date someone with money. If it ends, it's just a bad investment. But if you date someone poor and break up, you've just been taken advantage of for free. Even call it dating anymore, just call it a business deal. If you end up both losing money and getting used, were you ever in it for love? Sounds like you just wanted some cash. I really don't care how much money you give me. It'll all become part of our shared household wealth anyway. Why do you always have to be so stingy? Stingy? Really? Easy for you to say, I gave you 380,000 yuan, and you wanted a divorce a week after the wedding. Do you still think that's no big deal? I borrowed from friends and family, paid high interest, just to get that dowry together. You took it and put it in the bank. And me? I have to work, repay loans, and cover all household expenses. And you say it's nothing? I spent 380,000 and ended up marrying someone who's lazy, materialistic, and even cheated on me. And you think that's no big deal? This man shares his frustration. My friend didn't pay a dowry at all. He and his wife worked together, bought a house and car, and they're living happily. Me? I drained 3 generations' savings just to get married. Now, I can't criticize or argue, say one wrong thing, and she threatens divorce. You say that's no big deal? We both make 10,000 yuan a month, but while he's traveling with his family, I have to ask my wife for money just to treat coworkers to dinner. Plus, I'm still paying off loans. And you say that's no big deal? Divorce rates are 50% now, and the higher the dowry, the higher the chance of divorce. But you still say it's no big deal? Some people get married a year out of college with just a 30,000 yuan dowry. You want 380,000. I'd have to save every penny for 15 years to get that. And that's supposed to be okay? With 300,000 yuan, some people start a business with their spouse and turn it into 3 million. But I gave you my 300,000 and you still yelled at me. You said it wasn't enough, so I borrowed another 80,000. You think that's nothing? Others spend 380,000 and get a luxury car, a boost in status, and women throwing themselves at them. I gave it to you and ended up with a selfish, vain, gold-digging woman. A woman who doesn't ask for dowry values you as a person. A woman who demands a dowry values only the money. The first one stays with you through thick and thin. The second one will pack up and leave the moment things get hard, afraid her lifestyle will suffer, and yet you still think it's no big deal? In this conversation, materialism isn't just implied, it's openly stated. I'm a straightforward person. I like to speak plainly. Then, let's hear it. My requirements are simple. Own a home and a car, have no debt, and not have meddling parents. Actually, I know a guy. He has 3 apartments and 2 cars in Xi'an. His parents live separately and travel often, so they're barely around. That meets my standards. Oh, and I go out with my girlfriends every week. No matter how late, I want him to pick me up. A monthly allowance of 10,000 yuan is enough. Also, I don't like takeout. I want someone who can cook. That's all. So, basically, your future husband is your personal ATM, bodyguard, private chef, and driver. That's a harsh way to put it. If he truly loves me, shouldn't he give me his all? In another story, the consequences of a dowry dispute shattered a long-term relationship. All I did was mention the dowry, and he turned around and married a Gen Z girl. That's what a 32-year-old female PhD sobbed to me yesterday. She had been dating a 33-year-old small business owner, house, car, no debt. They met through mutual friends, dated for 2 years, and were planning to marry. But her parents wanted 500,000 yuan as dowry. She felt it was fair. It was her way to thank her parents for raising her and funding her PhD. But the guy's family disagreed. The relationship ended not long after. He soon married a younger woman who didn't ask for a dowry. The PhD asked me, "Is love really this fragile?" I told her, "The guy was looking for a life partner, but you made him feel like you were negotiating a business deal." Is marriage in China still rooted in love, or has it become a transactional exchange, numbers on a contract instead of vows from the heart? When men fail to take responsibility and mistreat their partners, and when women chase wealth instead of building lives together, the institution of marriage suffers. Now, it's all become tit for tat. This is mine, that's yours. And love? It's slowly getting priced out. Bankruptcy wave begins. 5-star hotels crumble amid China's economic winter. In recent years, China's economy has continued to falter. Consumer spending is down, and 5-star hotels, once symbols of prosperity, are now shutting their doors in alarming numbers. Once glorious landmarks are being sold off, auctioned, or left abandoned, some at rock-bottom prices that still fail to attract buyers. In Dongguan, Guangdong Province, several luxury hotels have gone dark. The Beijing International Hotel closed in 2021. Kaijing Hotel shut its doors in 2020. Prince Hotel closed in 2014. Xindongtai in 2009. Overseas Chinese Hotel hasn't seen guests since 2005. What you're looking at is the only 5-star hotel in Dalingshan Town, Beijing International, left abandoned for 2 years. Drone footage reveals excavators tearing down what was once a lavishly decorated hotspot. It's a sobering scene, watching the Grand be demolished. With the global economy under pressure, more hotels are quietly vanishing. In Huizhou's Shuangyue Bay, even the massive Wyndham Grand Resort has closed. A quick map search now shows the hotel can't be booked, no services available. For many, it's hard to believe a resort of that scale simply disappeared. On March 20th, Wealth Freedom published a revealing piece titled "China's 5-Star Hotels Are Closing Down." According to China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism, the number of 5-star hotels fell from 850 in 2020 to just 736 by the third quarter of 2024. a drop of 114 in 5 years. In just February and March 2024, 58 hotel projects were auctioned off. Among the luxury properties listed for sale in 2023, Bulgari Hotel Shanghai, Sheraton Shanghai, Fairmont Nanjing, the Westin in Chongqing, Ningbo Yuanzhou Hotel, and the Beijing Jinmao Westin, which once hosted a U.S. president. In December 2023 alone, the Ritz-Carlton, Intercontinental Sanya, and Photosynthesis Valley Hot Spring in Tianjin were sold off due to bad debt transfers at a combined price of 2 billion RMB. Throughout 2023, 124 luxury hotels were auctioned for over 100 million renminbi each. Many remained unsold. In 2024, closures only accelerated. So, what's driving this collapse? Much of it ties back to China's real estate sector. Behind many five-star hotels are property developers. In the early 1980s, during China's economic opening, high-end business travel surged. Hong Kong tycoon Henry Fok built the White Swan Hotel in Guangzhou in 1983, the country's first five-star hotel, which posted a net profit of 12.82 million renminbi in its first year. The success sparked a hotel boom. From under 100 five-star hotels 2 decades ago, China saw that number surpass 800 by 2017. Two forces drove this boom. First, five-star hotels boosted land value and helped attract investment, prompting local governments to bundle hotel construction with land sales. If a developer wanted to build housing, they had to also build a hotel. Second, developers adopted the real estate plus hotel model. When housing commercialization expanded in 2000, developers prioritized land acquisition. Building a hotel was a requirement, but also a status symbol that elevated surrounding property prices. One striking example is Evergrande's 3 billion yuan unfinished luxury resort deep in Guangdong's mountains. Built after hollowing out a hillside, the star-rated leisure hotel was left abandoned and overrun by weeds before completion. Today, it's unclear if construction will ever resume. Rampant expansion also played a role, especially through high-stakes acquisitions. On the afternoon of July 19, 2017, the 3 real estate giants, Wanda, Sunac, and R&F, closed a landmark deal at the Wanda Sofitel in Beijing. R&F bought 77 luxury hotels from Wanda, worth 33.6 billion renminbi, for just 19.9 billion renminbi. It became the largest luxury hotel owner globally, with over 90 hotels, including brands like Marriott, Hilton, and Ritz-Carlton. But the aggressive move shattered R&F's finances. Losses ballooned from RMB 100 to 200 million a year before 2017 to RMB 1.53 billion in 2022. And this wasn't unique. China's five-star hotels delivered poor returns across the board, averaging just 0.3% to 4% annually from 2010 to 2018. Lower than mid-range hotels. R&F was forced to offload hotels to recover funds. By 2024, 68 of its hotels were liquidated and snapped up at low prices by Singapore's Temasek, a creditor. Beyond mismanagement, another key issue was oversupply. Many of these luxury properties were built without real market demand. Data from the Ministry of Culture and Tourism showed that in the third quarter of 2024, the average room price for a five-star hotel was 599 renminbi. In Shanghai, even with that rate, occupancy was low. Beijing fared no better, with 3.93 million five-star hotel guests in the first 10 months of 2024, down 1.33 million from 2018. As China's economic downturn deepens and foreign investors pull back, many five-star hotels are being forced to adapt, and fast. Some are slashing prices. In Sanya, the Marriott now offers 2-night stays with breakfast for just 1,188 renminbi. Hilton Longhua in Shenzhen dropped its buffet price from over 200 renminbi to just 79 renminbi. A deal netizens jokingly call the poor man's gourmet meal. Others are converting properties into long-term rentals. For instance, Bulgari in Shanghai is transforming luxury hotel rooms into apartments to stay afloat. The collapse of China's hotel boom is a cautionary tale, one where ambition outpaced reality, and now silence echoes through once bustling lobbies.